What's up everyone, it's Andy here from Secrets to Trading 101, and in today's video I want to be talking about NFT tips and tricks that will help you get rich. So without further ado, let's bring them up. These are my top 5 tips that I would suggest will help you to make quick profits and get rich with NFTs. So tip number 1, and I'm going to say this because we come from a cryptocurrency and trading background. Have an investor's mindset when trading, and what's the minimum I want back? No, you gotta have. If you like the art, great. But what happens is a lot of people will just FOMO in. They'll just see the hype and they'll FOMO in. But you've got to. What's your end goal? If you're an investor mind, if you believe in the project and you're in it for the long term, great. There's your investor's mindset. But if you're not, what's the minimum you want back? It should be a 2x, guys. If you're not thinking of 2x or 3x, then I'd stay out that particular project. So just bear that in mind, investor's mindset. If I'm getting in, what do I want out? I'm either holding it long term or I'm flipping it for at least 2x. Okay, now tip number 2, and this gets asked quite a lot all the time, and like, how do you make money from flipping? How do you make them quick bucks? And it's flipping the floor. That is, if you follow any other YouTubers, they'll tell you the same. And one of the tips that I want to show you is how to check how thin a floor is. And can you buy and can you flip? So one thing that I've been flipping the past few days is this one called Alien Friends. Now, this has gone nuts. It really did. You'll see other YouTubers talking about it. At mint, at public, it was 0.02. I'll be honest, this wasn't even on my radar because of the low price to entry. But they were initially going for like 4 or 5x. So I was getting in and I was just buying, flipping. I have held a couple. But a few have flipped and the price has come right back down now. So when we go back to here, how thin is the floor? So what you want to do, you want to come to OpenSea, price is low to high, and you want to go on buy now. So we can see there's 2,948 up for grabs. Now if you see here, the is 0.069, so let's say 0.07, okay? So if you're trying to flip it for at least 2x, you want to see how thin the floor is. So you can scroll down here and you can see how many it is, how many thin, lots of 0.07s, lots of 0.07s, right? So what you want to do is out of the 2,948, you want to change your price point to Ethereum. And then what you want to do is you want to put the price of what you're going to sell it for. So if it was a 2x, it'd be 0.14. If it was 3x, it'd be 0.21. Yeah, so we're going to put 0.14 and we're going to click apply. So in order for us to double our money, if we buy one off the floor here, okay, not on rarity or anything, we'll go through that in a moment, but if we buy one, say this little guy here, 537, we buy that on the floor for 0.07, we need another 1,110 to sell, to go through until we get to ours, maybe a bit higher, which would be 0.14, right? So then you think, right, okay, that's a thick floor, guys. That's not a thin floor. Then what you can do is you can look at how many are selling per day. So you go over to the activity, and we can see here, obviously it's up and down, it's starting to go back up, but these are people sniping rares at higher price points, right? And you can see they are selling every few minutes, but you've got to understand people are selling, people are buying, people are selling, people are buying. So the floor may not rise as quick as you'd like it within them 1,100. And not only that, some people may be selling at a loss because they need money. Other people may be looking for a quick flip. Other people may be just be trading the rarities. So you want to count how many have been sold within the last 24 hours. So you can do it this way. You just do 1, 2, 3, 4 and just work it all out. And then say if it's selling 100 or if it's selling 200 in a day, you're just scrolling down. See, a lot of them are going at the floor price now. So there's a few going for 0.14s, but the red are the rarest, and then followed by the purple, followed by the yellow, followed by the green, and then there's different traits as well. So you could see it could take you a couple of days. Even with all this volume, it could take you a couple of days to double your money. And if that's fine, great. But if it's a thick floor and you're seeing this in hours and days instead of minutes and hours, it's going to take you longer to flip. So just bear that in mind, okay? So tip number 3, if you're looking to flip, buy the floor or snipe the rares. right? A lot of people I see, and I'm guilty of this when I was first starting out as well. You may FOMO into a project and you may buy something. So if we look here, this is 10,000, right? You may buy something that's in the 4,000 to 5,000 mark. It's not that rare. It's quite common. And if you pay a bit of money for that, nobody's going to really buy that off you for 2, 3x if they're sniping the rares. So just bear that in mind. So if what you're going to do is, I would be looking for ones to flip the floor. So say if we go back here to the floor price, right? And then we just go to buy now. We keep it low to high. I could buy that for 0.069, sell it for 0.07. Not worth doing. It's like, what, $5? And then obviously you've got gas fees. But that is where you do it. You're just literally not bothered about the rarity. If you see there's a gap between and it's a thin floor, well, I'll have a look for another example. You just do that and you just flip. So you'd buy here and then you just price it like an extra 0.01 or a 0.02 above it. You know, so you're making like $30 or something like that. Or if you see it on the bigger projects, as you scale up with your money, then obviously you can make the $500, $1,000 on a flip. But these small ones, you're looking $30, $50 if you're quickly flipping. Still money, still good money, right? But what you want to do, so you want to buy the floor, so buy the lowest, flip the floor, buy low, flip the floor, buy low, flip the floor. So one of the other projects that I'm in at the moment, they've got a season 2 coming up, and they're just doing a burn, a summoning where you sacrifice your ghosts. Now this at the time, a few months ago, sold out in like 5 minutes. So it's decent volume going in. The floor price is 0.09. It was at 10k. It's now at 7.9. You can see the activity is in minutes and then hours. So they are still selling, but not as much. But there's 0.01. So if I was going to do it on this one, I'd look at buy now, and then I'm looking at the floor. So the floor is 0.09. So that was one I could buy that for 0.9. Sell it for 0.1, or if we look how thin the floor is, so the floor is 0.011, 0.112. So the floor this is quite a thin floor because of people are buying them and buying the rare. So they're buying the commons, so you can buy 3 and burn 3 and get a rare. So that's what people are doing. Then they've got the season 2 coming out. So this would be one where you could look, but obviously always take into account your gas fees, guys. What you pay when you buy it in gas, and then what you pay to submit it for sale in gas. Take that into account within your profit margins, because you might go in at a 2x, but you might only come out with like 0.03 or 0.04, not even like a 1x. You know what I mean? You've got to try and understand that, right? But if you're trying to find or snipe the rares, if we go back to, let's have a look at the goat. We'll use the Goat Society actually. So what I do is everybody teaches you to use rarity tools, right? You come to rarity tools, you type it in here, and then you'll see that here. So that's the trade volume here. So the trade volume is not right on rarity tools. You then come down to here, and what you do is you go price low to high and buy now. You can use wrap deep and try and bid and auction and create scarcity. That's a talk for another video. But what you're looking for here, you're looking for the lowest price in rarity, lowest score in rarity for the lowest price. So price low to high. And what you're literally doing is you're buying and sniping the floor, and then you're pricing it accordingly. So that may be a decent one, but you remember it's not out of 10,000 now, it's out of 8,000. So them two are going, so people are just trying to burn them maybe to get a bit of money for Christmas. You can see a lot of the higher numbers. So I wouldn't personally be looking to buy these because it'd be hard to flip unless it's a thin floor and I'm only making like $50 to $60. So I'll be looking for the lower numbers. You can see there's a few of the 3,000. There's a decent like 1,654 for 0.11. What else we got? Yeah, so you can see there's a lot of numbers. So I would buy that, and then I'd look at what similar ones have sold for, and I may look at adding like sell it for 0.2 or something like that, you know, just so I can get a flip, and eventually it will sell based on how thin the floor is. So that's the rares. Now, tip number 4, how to snipe the rares using rarity sniffers. Now, guys, this is a secret hack, and this only happens with reveals. So a lot of these rarity checker sites you have to pay for. So you've got Rarity Sniper on Discord and Rarity Sniper brought their own site. You've got Rarity Tools here. These ain't the quickest, no disrespect to the guys at Rarity Tools, they ain't the quickest to upload or add a collection. Obviously, you have to pay to add the collection here. So any NFT would have to pay and list it, which is 2 ETH. So he's put the price up now because they can. Basically, everybody's doing that. So all these projects would pay 2 ETH to get it listed, which is what, nearly $10,000 at a minute, is it? $9,000. So it's a lot to list, and then obviously they fill the form and then they fill it all out, right? But Rarity Sniffer, okay, actually loads it up quicker. And I mean, you're going to pause this video because this is thing. And then I shout out, can't remember who told me this, but I'm going to shout you out anyway. This is a hack that I found and I'm like, nah, I'm not having this, but it works, right? What happens is when all these NFTs launch, okay, so I'm trying to think of one that's not been revealed yet. I can't think off the top of my head, but basically, say one that's not been revealed yet. What happens is they'll sell it on pre-sale, on whitelist, or they'll sell it on public sale, and then you'll have a placer image, a GIF, and then 48 hours is normally the norm, and then there'll be a big fanfare, big reveal. Everybody realizes, oh, I didn't want that one, or it's not what I wanted, I've not got a rare, boom, the price comes down. So if you don't get a chance to get on the whitelist and do a quick flip, and you don't get a chance to find the rares, then you're best waiting until after the reveal, because you can snipe these rares. With Rarity Sniffer, what happens is, it'll always go on Rarity Sniffer before it goes on Rarity Tools, right? But you think about it, and this works. If you don't believe me, try it. Thank me later. If it's worked for you, put it in the comments below. Let me know what rares you was able to snipe. Give the video a like, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications. I want everybody to know as much as we can about NFTs. This is a space now where everybody can make some money from, and we want to be able to provide that knowledge and help you guys as well. When there's a reveal, as soon as the countdown happens for the reveal, what happens is the images get uploaded from rarest to unrare. I'm just going to let that sink, right? From rarest to unrare. So what happens is when you pick a project, let's pick the Goat Society on here. Let's have a look. There you go. What happens is you will see when it loads, so those results, see how it says 25 of 10,000? When you first see the reveal, it won't show you the full amount. It will say 25 out of 1,000 or 25 out of 4,367. And you have to keep refreshing the collection in order for it to update. But they get uploaded on Rarity Sniffer in order of rarity. Okay, so what you want to do is you'd obviously come to here, you'd look at price low to high, you'd look at buy now, and you'd see the new ones that have been listed low, or you could go to recently listed. That's another way to do it, and see which has been recently listed. So you can see the prices here, but you don't necessarily find the low ones this way. So I always tend to just go to here and then quickly go to price low to high. But you've got to think, a lot of people will be doing this. A lot of people will be sniping. This is why I use this Rarity Sniffer hack. You'd come to here. Obviously, you could just do there and you price low to high. Okay. And now you can see one that's just been listed here. 0.09 is 1,994. Or you can see here, 0.11, 1,075. Or there's one here. 0.13756. So that would be a good one, the 756. So then we click on here, and then you could see there's a rare one. So then you'd view it on OpenSea. Someone's already got it. So then if you look here, they bought it. It says, let's have a look, 19 days ago. So Rarity Sniffer, you want to make sure this is because of the Goat Society, and the reveal's already been done. But you want it, and they need to update. But trust me, guys, this works. Whenever you're into a project, especially when it's pre-reveal, and you know that there's a countdown clock and everybody's like, refresh, OpenSea, refresh, go and refresh the buttons. This is where you want to be on Rarity Sniffer, and you want to be able to look at what's coming through, and you want to find them ones and snipe them rares. And tip number 5, I've said it before, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, turn on bell notifications, because we're adding videos practically every single day, teaching you all about NFTs, bringing you promos, bringing you news. We're going to be looking at whitelist spots and giveaways and stuff from the new year. And obviously crypto and trading is our background as well. So yeah, and follow other people. Look at where you need to do. I'm going to be creating other videos about who I follow on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But I hope that's helped, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and Merry Christmas, by the way. Bye for now.